Ashley with Studio Yoga Glow. This is your Glow Stretch class. Today's class is going to focus on opening up the shoulders and getting a nice stretch to our obliques and our core. For class, you're going to need some blocks just for the beginning little sequence to open up the chest. If you don't have blocks, you can take a towel or a small blanket, fold it the short way, and then roll it up nice and long. So we're gonna get ourselves situated for our class today. So to set us up for that nice heart opener, if you have blocks, take your blocks on this flattest measurement and lay them in a straight line down the middle of your mat towards the back of the mat so that you can lay on them almost like you're laying on a pillow. Have that blanket, roll it up, and then just like I have the block set up, you'll take it on that nice long measurement and you will lay on the blanket or your towel. This is just to give your heart a little extra lift, a little extra opening. So finding your way onto your spine here, making sure that the top block is situated nicely on your head. And so the base of that second block should be just about at your top of your low back towards the end of your mid back. And then once you've landed on your spine, you have the option to leave your legs down nice and long like you would be in your Shavasana. If you want to add a little extra opening of the hips, you can come into the Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Just let those arms flop open to a goal post. So elbows bent, palms up, close the eyes. Feeling the chest broaden as you sink and feel really supported here by either your blocks or that rolled up towel or blanket. And just begin to deepen the breath, letting your breath be a beautiful expansion and opening today. Allowing the chest to expand to love as you create some maybe openness to change and to explore your inner being. Taking one last round of breath here as you settle in before we begin to move. And then if you had your eyes closed, just gently link them open. Leave your arms out to this cactus. And then from here, you leave your elbows bent. On your inhale, bring the forearms together, palms touch so they're right in front of your head in this nice little bent elbow shape. On the exhale, you'll open up the arms, let them fall to the floor. Inhale, arms close. Exhale, open. Two more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, leave the arms open. And then on your inhale, just reach your arms up overhead. Get a nice full lift of the chest. Exhale, bring them back to that cactus. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, cactus. One more inhale. And exhale. This time bring your arms out to a T and then close them on an inhale. Exhale, leave them nice and long and open. Inhale, close. And exhale, open. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Letting your arms reach all the way up overhead, inhale. And then like you're creating a snow angel on the exhale, rotate the fingertips all the way down by your side. Inhale, arms sweep overhead, make those snow angels. And exhale, release. One more, inhale. And exhale. On your inhale, arms come out to the T, bring them together, palms touch. Exhale, open them out one last time, goal post cactus those arms, take a breath in. And a nice long exhale out. Bringing your forearms down by your side. Extend those legs long, closing the knees if they were in a Supta Baddha Konasana shape. Gently press off the blocks to come to a seated position. Move the blocks out of the way. Move your towel, your blanket out of the way. We are done with them. And then find your way onto your shins. Clasp your hands behind the back and just take a nice little chest opener, anchoring your knuckles towards the back of the mat. Maybe drop the chin to the chest. 2 more breaths. Last round of breath. Beautiful. Gently release those palms. Plant them in front of the knees, setting yourself up in tabletop for a few rounds of cat and cow. Dropping that belly on an inhale and pushing the mat away as you round into the spine on the exhale. Take 4 more big inhales in and cleansing exhales out. Final 3. Your breath per movement. Know that you can layer anything on through these cats and these cows that feel really good for you. Last round. Come back to tabletop. Walk those palms, one handstand forward, curl the toes, downward facing dog. In today's down dog, I want you to rise up to the tiptoes on the inhale and then drop your heels over to the right side of the mat. Take a little bit of a bend to that right knee. Really press your outer weight into the left foot. Maybe look under that left armpit. Nice deep side body stretch. Last round of breath. On your inhale, rise up to the tiptoes. Come back through center. On the exhale, drop the heels over to the left. Take a bigger bend to that left knee to anchor your weight into the right foot. Nice side body stretch up the right side. Maybe peek under that right armpit. Last round of breath. Inhale, rise up to tiptoes. Come back to center. Exhale, just anchor the heels. Let yourself settle in. 2 more breaths. Last round of breath. On this next inhale, rise really high to the tiptoes. Big bend to the knees. Look forward. Walk your feet to meet the hands. Ragdoll pose, letting everything get really heavy as your weight comes towards the balls of the feet. Gentle rock side to side. Release any tension you're holding in the low back today. Shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. If you have a bind with that ragdoll, just release it and toe ball hug your feet a little closer together. Take a micro bend to the knees and slowly roll yourself to stand for mountain. On your inhale, both arms will sweep up overhead, extend the mountain. From here, bend into that right elbow. Your palm will face your back. Take the elbow with the left palm for a nice tricep stretch. Take an inhale, lengthen towards the ceiling. And then on that exhale, maybe a little hinge over to the left side. So you're getting a nice side body stretch and a nice tricep stretch. Big inhales in. And long breaths out. Trying to anchor your weight into the outer knife edge side of that right foot. Last round of breath. Inhale, neutralize, come back to center. Reach both arms up overhead. On the exhale, bend into the left elbow. Left palm faces your back, grabbing that elbow with the right palm. Little tug for that tricep. On your next inhale, lengthen. Exhale, maybe a little hinge over to the right, plugging your weight to the outer knife edge side of that left foot. Big breaths in. And long breaths out. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Both arms sweep up, extend the mountain. Exhale, forward fold as you have a little bend to the knees and you hinge at those hips. Flat back Ardha, inhale. On your exhale, plant your palms. Step this left leg back. Meet me in a low runner's lunge on the right. Scoot the left toes back so you can comfortably drop this left knee to the floor. Unhook that left foot. Walking your palms back Towards the hips, straighten into this right leg. You can even scooch that right heel forward. Feel the scrub of the right heel working back in space. Left knee is scrubbing forward. So you're feeling all of your energy towards your hips, and then keeping that the cow back in the spine, arching your heart towards that front shin. You can stay right here. If you want to turn this into a little bit of a twist, you can take a block to the inside of this right calf. Left palm will come down to that block. Right palm comes to the low back on your sacrum. Inhale, little lift to lengthen the spine. And then on the exhale, keeping the scrub of the hips towards one another, twist over to the right. The twist comes just from that belly button. Wherever you've landed, 2 more breaths. On that inhale, untwist. Plant your palms, walk yourself towards your low runner's lunge, rebending into that right knee. From here, crawl the left toes, lift that left knee up off the floor. Walking yourself towards the left side of your mat, meet me in a prasarita wide leg forward fold on this side. So facing the left side of your room, weight towards the balls of the feet. If you want to stay nice and lifted here, since this is really early for a wide leg forward fold, you can have your shoulders right over the wrists, so you're in a nice flat back, letting your palms take a little bit of the extra weight. If you want, you can really widen this stance, hinge all the way forward, maybe bring your forearms to the floor, maybe drop the head. Just take a couple rounds of breath. Last round of breath. If you were on your forearms, come back onto those palms. Take your block with you if you used it for that little twist on the left side, and just walk yourself to the back of the mat, meeting me in the runner's lunge on the opposite side. Scoot the right knee, or scoot the right toe so you can drop the right knee to the floor and unhook that foot. And then taking your block as you walk it back and straighten into that left leg for that nice little half split hamstring stretch. You can always scoot the left heel forward a little bit. Just make sure that energetically it's trying to scrub back towards the right knee as the right knee, right shin scrubs forward. So all of your weight is towards your hips. Staying right here, maybe you just hinge forward, keeping the cow back with the spine, getting a nice deep hamstring stretch. If you're turning this into the twist, your block will come right to the inside of that left calf, right palm to the block, left palm to the low back sacrum. Inhale, lengthen the spine to a neutral. And then on the exhale, twisting from just the belly button, so the hips do not move over to the left. Big breaths in. Some nice twisting exhales out. Last round of breath. On your inhale, untwist. Making your way back towards the top of your mat. Low runner's lunge on the left. Curl the right toes. Lift the right knee, taking that block with you. Walk yourself towards the right side of your mat, coming back the same way you came, landing one more time in that wide leg forward fold, prasarita. 2 more breaths. Last round of breath. Coming back onto those palms, grabbing your block, make your way back towards the top of your mat. Move any blocks out of the way. Low runner's lunge now on the right side. I know, very confusing, making you move in all these opposite directions. And step yourself to downward facing dog. Big breaths in. Nice long open mouth sigh, exhales out. Beautiful. On your inhale, rise up to the tip toes, bend to the knees, look forward, step, walk, hop, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, reverse swan dive, arms sweep up overhead, extend that mountain. This time on the exhale, float your palms behind your back. Take that same bind we took seated earlier. So grabbing for the knuckles. If you want a little hand towel here, you can take that. On the inhale, shoulder blades melt down and back, knuckles thread towards the heels, little lift of the chest, take a bend to the knees. And then on your exhale, forward fold. Big breaths in. Long breaths out. One more big inhale. Exhale, gently release your palms to the earth. Flat back, Ardha, neutralize. On the exhale, plant your palms, step your right leg back, meeting me in a low runner's lunge on the left. If you have those blocks, again, take those blocks to frame your front foot. We'll get a little deeper of the hamstring stretch, so this time on your inhale, straighten into the left leg. Come really high to the right tippy toes for a nice wide pyramid. Of course, this is always the option that you want to take here. You can stay nice and wide. You can hop the back foot in to drop the heel to the floor. Turn those toes out a smidge though, so your heels are on the same train track. And then feel that left hip working back, right hip working forward. This is perfect, just like we did earlier. You can stay right here. No harm, no foul. If you want to turn this into a twist, right palm will stay on your block, or maybe if you have a water bottle, it's on a water bottle. Left palm will come to the low back. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, same thing, twist from the belly button so your hips do not move as you twist over to the left. If you really want to deepen the twist, your palm can come to that opposite block. Big breaths in. Nice twisting, stretching, exhales out. Last round of breath. On that inhale, slowly, if you took the twist, untwist. Take a bend to the left knee. And step the right foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Move your blocks out of the way. Inhale, come to another flat back Ardha. Exhale, forward fold. Rooting to rise, reverse swan dive. Let those arms sweep up overhead, extend the mountain. Exhale, reaching back for the knuckles. One more time with that bind. Inhale, feel the knuckles thread towards the heels. Open up the chest, and then forward fold on that exhale out. Big breaths in. Expansive chest opening, exhales out. One more. Gently release the palms to the earth. One more flat back Ardha, inhale. Exhale, plant your palms, left leg steps back, low runner's lunge on the right. Taking your blocks or maybe water bottles to frame this front right foot. On an inhale, straighten into the right leg. Either come really high to the left tip toes for a nice wide pyramid, or hop this left foot in to drop the heel, turning the toes out a smidge so your heels are on the same train tracks. You can stay right here and just focus on that nice hamstring stretch, trying to keep that nice cow back in the spine. If you're turning it into the twist, left palm will stay on the left block, right palm to the low back, your sacrum. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twist over to the right. Twisting just from the navel, right? So this right hip is still working up and back, left hip's rotating down and forward. That's why you keep your palm to the low back. Protect those hips, make sure they stay parallel. If you want to deepen the twist, maybe your left palm comes to that outer water bottle or outer block. Big breaths in. Twisting breaths out. Last round of breath. Inhale, come back to center. Little micro bend to the right knee, move the blocks out of the way, step forward to the top of the mat, forward fold. Last on a flat back inhale. Forward fold on the exhale. Root to rise, reverse swan dive, arms sweep up overhead, extend the mountain. Hinge at the hips, forward fold on the exhale out. Flat back Ardha, inhale. Exhale, plant your palms, step to down dog. Taking a few body waves through a plank today. Rise up to tiptoes, inhale, and then like a wave, pour your heart energy forward to plank. Exhale, come back to down dog. Inhale like a wave, come back to plank. Exhale, down dog. This time, inhale like a wave, come back to plank. And then slowly drop the hips. Gently tap the knees so you can unhook the feet. Come into a nice seal stretch. So very similar to up dog, except our knees are supporting us here, feeling the shoulder blades melt down. This is a really nice core stretch, one of my favorites. If this doesn't feel particularly good on those wrists for you, you can always bend at the elbows to lower to the floor, and then take a sphinx pose. Let me move my blocks out of the way. As you stack your shoulders over those elbows, again, this time your forearms are to the earth. And just take a little bit of an opening of the chest, opening of the core. Two more rounds of breath. Last round of breath. Wherever you are, meet me in a child's pose, bringing the toes together. Let those knees come out nice and wide. And sink those hips back. Maybe tent those fingertips to get one last little side body stretch. And why don't we really do that here? So we'll actually walk our palms over to the left side of the mat. Anchor our weight into that right hip. Get a nice last entire oblique and lat and intercostal stretch here on the right side. Nice. On that next inhale, walk your palms through center, and then just walk them over to the right. Anchor your weight into that left hip. Come to center. Inhale, meet me back in child's pose. And then find your way seated with your legs out in front of you. And we'll take a nice little seated forward fold. So moving any fleshy parts from out underneath those sit bones. Arms sweep up overhead, big inhale. Little micro bend to the knees on your exhale, hinging at those hips. Keep that cow back in the spine, so really throwing the heart towards the toes as you fold. Nice, last round of breath. Slowly rolling up to a seated position. Plant your feet on the floor. Just scoot your bum a little farther forward. Hug your right knee into the chest. Open up that right hip. Cross that the right ankle over that left thigh. We'll take a nice seated figure four. And then once you're here, palms come behind the low back. You can stay right here. Or maybe you scooch and inch your bum a little closer to that left heel. And then just maybe you feel the energy of that right knee working towards the top of the mat. You can just stay, or sometimes I even like to just kind of rock my hips side to side. Nice deep glute hip opener. Three more breaths. Last round of breath. If you scooted forward, scoot yourself back so you can comfortably release that right ankle from the left quad. Send your legs out in front of you, give them a nice little shimmy shimmy, and then set that up for the other side. So bending into both knees, hug the left knee in, open up the left hip, flex that left foot, cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Apparently I can't get my rights and lefts proper today. And then palms come behind your low back. Option is scoot yourself forward so your bum's a little closer to that right heel. Maybe you just stay, feel the energy of that left knee pushing forward towards the top of your mat, or maybe you want to rock side to side. And just come back to the breath. Sending your breaths to some of those really tight spaces. So my left glutes always tend to hold a lot more tension than my right. And so this is, I'm not gonna lie, a little painful for me today. So I'm just really gonna breathe into it and try to soak up this moment as I release tension and relax my mind. Wherever you are, 2 more big rounds of breath. Last round of breath. Scooting yourself back. If you scooted yourself forward, just so you can release that left ankle from that right quad, send those legs out in front of you, give them a little wiggle, and then we'll take one more seated forward fold. So arms sweep up overhead, inhale, and then hinging forward on that fold for the exhale. Last round of breath. Beautiful. Sitting up nice and tall, roll yourself all the way onto the spine. Once you've landed on your back, hug those knees into the chest, give them a nice big yummy squeeze. And then on your exhale with the right palm, guide your knees gently across your body to the right side of the room. Left arm comes out to a T, or maybe you take a cactus to open up that left shoulder. Try to grab the corner or the left side of your mat. Anchoring your weight with that right palm. Really make sure that left shoulder is anchoring towards the earth so you're getting a nice twist. Last little rinse of the spine. Last round of breath. Making your way back through center, both knees come to the chest on an inhale. And then taking it over to the left side on the exhale. From this supine twist, all you are going to do is land yourself in the fetal position on your left side. So just coming all the way onto the left side of the body. Get yourself nice and nestled, snuggled in. Your last landing spot for today. And then ever so gently, whenever you're ready to emerge from this practice and go on with the rest of your day, gently begin to press yourself up nice and slow. Meeting me in a seated position one last time. At the top of your mat with your eyes closed and your hands at heart center. Little gentle chuck of the chin, and we'll seal in our practice with one final big round of breath together. Long inhale in through the nose. And a nice cleansing exhale out the mouth. Letting your hands flow up to third eye center. That space just in between the brow. All of the glow within me bows and honors all of that same beautiful and expansive glow within every single one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this Glow Stretch class. Again, my name is Ashley with Studio Yoga Glow. I hope to see you real soon. Have a great rest of your day.